All right, we are here with my friend Nolan, and today we are going to do interdimensional mentorship. Do I have that right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, so that means that the light beings are going to mentor you. I get to sit back and listen and take notes.
Yes.
So that's what I will do. So have we met before in a personal one-on-one?
No, sir. I've been with you since 2021, and I've been paying for the $55 level Patreon for the meditations. I've looked at all your stuff before then. I think probably back to maybe 2018, 2019. I think, when I was looking at your stuff, trying to catch up. I was like, well, let's go see what this guy has. And he's got like fucking 15 years worth of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to catch up on all of that.
Well,
But
and nor should you. I've changed my views on so many things since the beginning, so
yes,
it's good.
uh, recently I did get your mouth shut on package for the 5 elements, but once again, I'm a lazy little fucker, and haven't gotten back into it on a daily basis for doing the 5 elements forms. I do have them, and I do need that. Well, that means I'm a sailor. I need a kick in the ass to get back to doing this stuff. But it's I don't know how or why. Is when I'm 28 years retired Navy, aviation mechanic, police security forces, and intelligence officer, and didn't have any problem doing this stuff before, but just now recently it's just like I'm so differentiated, kind of don't really recognize myself as to the idea that I'm so freaking lazy, and well, I can just put it off to tomorrow. It's just I just can't deal with it anymore, which is why I'm talking to you today.
Yeah.
I need guidance. I'm spinning probably about 15 or 20 plates, and I do not have a focus. I got, secure creditor, I got freaking quantum language, quantum grammar, do these business ideas, which is, to me, it's a freaking Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme. Here, buy my product and turn around and sell it to somebody else. Well, that's just, I don't want it. I can't do that. And I want something that I can contribute to myself, or through myself, to the world and to the universe, to actually do something that is meaningful, rather than, hey, let's make some money, which doesn't exist, of course, according to Modern Money Mechanics, page 2 from the Chicago Federal Reserve Bank. Money does not exist.
Yeah.
So, the United States is a corporation in accordance with the law.
Yeah.
And it's just, everybody keeps saying, well, you got to go for it. You got to go get that money. It's like, why do I have to get money? It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And that is the love of the money is the root of all evil,
That's
according
right.
to the third dimensional guidebook that they're shoving down our
Right.
necks.
Right.
So I guess to start is to say that I am lost. Um, I need, well, I would like to know my purpose, which would be a passionable thing. I want my happiness, and I feel that I just don't have it. As you could say, I'm traumatized as I can't remember what happened before age 11. So there's something there. I have difficulty with the higher emotions. I have no problem with anger,
Mm.
depression. They're really, really easy. Hatred, you know, no problem with that stuff. It's the higher level stuff. I've done, as I mentioned, I've done your meditations, and I have had moments of euphoria and moments of knowledge. What you keep talking about is like, well, I need to write that down. So I try to write that down. Before I get done writing it down, I forgot it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would like some ideas or some guidance from either, my higher self on what is my purpose here, for one, because I'm all over the place. Two, where am I going to live? I don't, do I stay here? I want to move somewhere? I prefer to move out of the country because America is not necessarily a free country anyways anymore. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. And then whatever
Yeah,
guidance they can give me, because I got 3D questions and I need 5D answers, and that just
yeah,
doesn't line up.
yeah. I understand. You and me both. Well, so as soon as you started talking, I our friends showed up and I could feel them. Um, the feeling I get from your guide is almost like I wish I could. I mean, I'm getting like almost like somebody in like a like a wizard's robe almost, but the mindset behind it is very practical, down to earth, very wise, very knowledgeable. Not somebody who speaks only when they have something valuable to say. So you get the idea. There's a presence there. So the
Yes.
first thing that came to mind as you were speaking was that your job is to uncover the truth. That's why you're here, to uncover the truth, and not just for yourself, but for humanity as a whole. So it explains why you're attracted to a lot of the things that I'm, working on and teaching now. And let's see what else. Of course, I've got comments to some of the things that you said, but let's see. Hang on. I'm sorry. What did you say? So they're saying you're going to understand where we're going once I start unraveling some things. And again, this person, this being, is very happy about our interaction right now. And it's sort of like, you're a wealth of knowledge, and all that needs to happen is somebody needs to pull the pin, and then it will all come tumbling out of you. So yeah, that's the question. Why has that been held back? So you gave me some good information, which helps me. First off, I want to say that, well, let me address first what I heard you say about being, I can't remember the term that you used. You said differentiated. Is that the word that you used?
Yeah. Differentiating between the when I was in the military, I switched jobs about 4 times actually. So I was searching for something because I can't find what I'm looking for. But
Yeah,
even today, I got out of the Navy back in 19, and because I probably would have got kicked out, but it's neither here nor there. Too many wokeness people for me to
yeah,
deal with.
yeah,
Um, there's so many different things that are kind of sort of in my wheelhouse. Pat, one of your people, Patrick, gave me a astrology um, read a few years ago,
yeah,
and I was trying to put all kinds of eggs in this basket about me being a teacher and being able to wrap my mind around some really strange and esoteric stuff and be able to put it into um, guidance for people, like some sort of fabulous teacher for the occult and for all kinds of stuff. So, secure party and creditor is, raging against the government, for lack of a better term, fighting against the court system, which doesn't exist, telling people that your birth certificate is worth all kinds of money, and the court system has been quit claimed through the International Monetary Fund, which is a bank, to the United Nations. The 1040 form is a tribute to Great Britain in accordance with the IRS Regulation 6205. All that stuff. Okay. But that just makes people angry. And I want to give them guidance to come to a conclusion that does not get them killed by the government
Yeah.
or thrown in jail.
So you bring up a good point there. So forgive me for interrupting you, but that's really important, and I relate to that a lot. I'm sure from watching my videos you can tell if it were up to me, I would go in there and just take them all out.
Yes.
And so having tried to go down that road, the universe has made it clear that that's not where I'm going. I ended up doing these meditations that I'm doing as a last ditch effort because I had to put that energy somewhere, and they were saying this is how you do it. And so it became very challenging for me to accept what I was being told, which is this is more powerful than anything else you could do on the third dimension. Yeah. And so I like what you say about that, about the things that you brought up about, how to help people without getting them, put a target on their forehead.
Yeah.
And you were talking, and I found it so interesting that this is common knowledge that it's not a crime to not pay your taxes. It's only a crime if you don't um, file your taxes, which is when
Yes.
you file
Yeah.
your taxes, you are actually signing a contract, giving
Mhm.
yourself over to them. So if you don't
Yes.
sign that contract,
Yeah.
they'll put you in jail.
Yes. Yeah.
That's just so weird. It's like, okay, no, you don't have to pay us. Yeah, don't worry
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
But
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
fill out that paper and sign it and say that you agree to
Agree.
give
Yeah.
us your life and your name and everything else.
Correct. Yeah.
So the reason why I'm talking about that is it's very likely that your job is going to be in the same kind of vein as mine, which is working from a higher dimensional perspective and using power on that level is far more damaging to them. And you're completely off their radar. They have no idea you exist.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is, you can't get
Yeah.
more powerful than that. They're
No.
so third dimensional. They're chasing after people who are going to make them look bad in the press or make them look bad, take them to
Mhm.
court. Those people
Yeah.
who try and take Bill Gates to court get arrested, that kind
Yeah. 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 They disappear. Yeah.
yeah,
Um, yeah. The, well, we can start with, Albert Einstein was asked the question, how does it feel to be the smartest man in the world? And he said, I don't know. You'll have to ask Nikola Tesla. And Nikola Tesla, when he speaks, he said, I'm not smart. I have knowledge. He meditates in his chair and he gets the knowledge.
yeah,
He gets it from the universe. I
yeah,
mean, it's pretty freaking obvious. It's not like they invent things. We just recover information from the universe. It's
yeah.
already out there. It's
It's,
absolutely already out there.
yeah. Usually
And
stuff that's beyond our mental capacity to understand anyway.
most certainly. And, it's not like, well, I'm smarter than you. I don't care. I want knowledge. I don't want intelligence. Intelligence means you're smart, but that also means that you're stupid.
Yeah,
You're limited to, I know everything about the history books. Well, the history books are wrong and I can prove it.
yeah, yep,
So
yep.
good for you.
Well,
Um,
what I'm getting from your guides, our friends, is that there's there's it's like there's like just a little something in the dike. If you just pull on it, everything's going to come out for you. So your power is going to be in that interdimensional realm. And I want
right.
to address your experience of feeling lazy.
Mhm.
And my experience is I've come to the conclusion that nobody's lazy because it takes effort to not do something. It takes more effort to convince yourself to not do whatever it is that you want to do than it does to just go ahead and do it. So
Okay, I see that.
so it's really, we're talking about unconscious versus conscious.
Yes.
And so there's something going on in your unconscious that is trying to force you to stay away from something. And so your experience is, oh, I just don't feel like doing this. I'll wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
But actually, you have obviously have the ability to do it because you have the ability to resist doing it, which takes, like I said, more energy.
More effort.
So I just want to address that so that you don't have that. It's a BS line that we're taught,
Yes.
that people are lazy, and it's a way
Mhm.
of controlling us. So I want to give you permission to go beyond that by giving yourself a different definition of that. So
Yeah.
one way to get through that is to ask yourself, what am I resistant about? Now, bear in mind that may not fix it because then people can get lost in all kinds of intellectualizations about it and hyperanalyzation. Because the truth is, whatever gets you doing the action is
Mhm.
far more important. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how we feel.
Mhm.
You haven't mentioned that, but a lot of people talk about they
Yeah.
have fear or anxiety, and I'm like, okay, and so
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That's a feeling. It's not
Yeah.
stopping you from doing anything. If you make the
Yeah.
decision to do it, you do it. You can
Mhm.
feel whatever feelings you want.
Yeah. I would say that feelings are a result of your action in whichever you do.
I agree. I agree. So so let's get back to what your guides want because they were very clear. Whoever is there with you again is just sort of will sit back and is very silent unless they have something they want to say. But the idea is that you are like a spiritual detective. You're in the spirit. You're a spiritual intelligence officer, and
Okay.
your job is to reveal to the world what they can't see and what they can't know. And I would also venture to guess, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you intuitively know things that, especially having to do with the deception that we've experienced, that it's almost too much for you because you know that 99% of the population can't even hear what you have to say. And
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
just sort of gets bottled up inside of you.
Yes.
And so the idea is to find a way for you to deliver that and express that. This will get rid of all of those issues you mentioned about feeling
Yeah.
stuck, about not knowing where I'm going and what I'm doing. Again,
Mhm.
those are all feelings. Those are all feelings. They're
Okay.
not accurate. I mean, I'm looking, and is that like your actual home behind you, or is that some?
Yeah. Well, this is a backdrop.
Oh, it is,
This
okay.
is a backdrop.
I
And
was
I do
thinking,
have
wow, he's got a lot of books then.
well,
Uh,
I got more than this in storage,
yeah,
but I
there you
also
go.
have 6,000 books on my Kindle. So
Okay, there you go.
I love to have the knowledge, but I can tell that most of it is crap. Like it's not for Wicca. I probably put in about 20 $35,000 in Wicca books and study and crystals and all that stuff, and it's just not there. The closest thing I got was runes to have any sort of feeling to
Yeah,
do anything. As I mentioned before, trying to do business online, but they're all Ponzi schemes. I probably put about
yeah,
$50,000 into that crap, and I was like,
yeah.
I can't sell this stuff to people.
So
This is a
you're
lie.
you're talking about selling other people's stuff.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
like, here's this product. Go ahead and turn this around and sell it.
yeah,
Why?
right.
I don't want to sell
Well,
this.
so let's analyze that for a moment. I relate to that. I can't do that even if I wanted to. I would fail at it and I'd be miserable.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
doing what I
yeah.
do because there's literally nothing else that the universe will allow me to do
Mm.
and have any measure of success. So I'm willing to bet you've got the same scenario. So it's time to start, as I've been saying for, the past 10 years or so, my business is what I would do in my spare time anyway.
Yeah. And
So
yeah.
the knowledge that you have, people will pay for that.
Mhm.
And so again, I agree with you. It's a Ponzi scheme. So just the whole money thing is a Ponzi scheme, and selling other
Yeah.
people's stuff is a Ponzi scheme. And the reason why it won't work for you is because you've been brought into this, or you've brought yourself into this reality so that now you can finally release everything that you've learned, and people are going to be ready for it. So that's going to clear up all the confusion within you, because the confusion about what do I do is coming from the assumption that, the stuff inside of me, I can't do anything with that.
Mhm.
And, plus it'll put a target on my forehead, and I don't
Yeah.
want that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you are operating from a spiritual perspective and you're teaching and I just got hit with a huge amount of energy as I said that. If you operate from a spiritual perspective, you're going to be able to find ways to release that knowledge. And, and just giving myself as an example, this reading that we're doing now, I never would have imagined myself doing this ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would have been a ridiculous if a human had come to me and said it, I'd have said that's ridiculous. I'm not going to do anything that stupid. Light beings come and tell me to do it. I always say yes to them, and I went okay.
Yeah.
And interestingly, I show up, you show up, and as soon as you show up, then all these beings show up and start wanting to talk through me. And again, that's not something I would have picked for myself. The
Mhm.
meditations that we do twice a week, I
Yes.
that's not something I was really interested in either.
Yeah.
That was their idea. And then when I
Mhm.
started doing it, they went crazy. So as it turns out, the power that I have now is is huge on a spiritual level. And these are things I wouldn't have chosen to do.
Right. Yes. Correct.
So I want to give you permission to open yourself up to doing things that you might not have considered doing. And in fact, you could work with the Nauthiz rune, which
Okay.
would be helpful for you in that regard. Um, but so the good news is there's a very clear way forward, and that is you're going to work directly with higher dimensional beings, higher dimensional concepts, and you are going to give that to people. People are desperate for that right now, and they're going to be
Mm.
desperate for it very soon.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's not going to be an issue for you. You're going to have to get over, same as I have to get over, my false humility,
Mm.
my discomfort, my fear of vulnerability, looking stupid, all those things. You're going to have to get rid of all that
Yeah.
or live through it
Yeah.
and give people what they truly want from you. So it
Yeah.
sounds like you had a good astrological reading with Patrick. Is that the same Patrick that I just put up on the channel? Great. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, it is.
Yeah. He's a very, uh, very good teacher and healer.
Yes.
Um, so it sounds like, you're in that wheelhouse of esoteric knowledge and all that. So you've got the goods on them.
Yeah.
And the goods that you have on them are even more powerful than the stuff that we were just, bouncing across, the United States,
Yes.
whatever,
Yes.
nonsense, fake,
Yeah.
all that stuff. That is this level.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the knowledge that you have to give is way up here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
again, you won't ever
Stuff.
get on their you won't get a target on your forehead. You won't
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
crosshairs because they're not even looking for that. They don't even know it exists.
Yeah. I got 5 warnings and 2 strikes on my YouTube channel from videos that I put out 3, 4 years ago
Yep.
based on all that stuff. It's like, well, you can't put that out. I put that out for 3 years ago, man. How do I get a
Yeah.
strike on that now? So I'd take all
Yeah.
that stuff off.
Yeah. Yeah. After almost losing my channel a couple times, I went in and I just deleted everything that I thought. And sometimes
Yeah.
I can't help myself. I haven't done it lately, but I'll make a video and then, a day later I'll go, what am I doing? And I'll delete it.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
they will look back years into your videos and find stuff and come after you.
Most certainly. Yeah.
They've done that to me before. So now they don't come after me. There's nothing that I say or do that threatens anybody. They don't take me seriously, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way to go. How can you speak your truth in a way
Mhm.
where the powers that be won't even take you seriously? If you do
Correct.
that, you will be giving people true knowledge that they need. Because as you pointed out, telling them the truth about the third dimensional nonsense, all it does, like you said, is it makes people angry, it makes them feel
Yeah.
helpless,
Yeah.
and it's a distraction from where we really want to go, which is
Mm.
we're going to create a brand new reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, uh, and I figured a few couple years ago was like, well, I can wake people up to the facts that's this is a false reality, this is fiction. You can't have truth in fiction, but it just no matter how which way you spin it, it all comes out as anger. And you don't want to be the person throwing spears and stones at tomahawk missiles and F-15 airplanes, right? It doesn't work very good. So
It's just slingshot. You
yeah.
use your wrist rocket and take it up.
They've been doing this stuff for millennia,
Yeah.
right? They've been running this world and rewriting or writing history however they want, because they win. No matter what happens, they win. And there's nobody left. If you're dead, you're not writing history.
Yeah.
And it's two words, it's his story. That's what history is. It's
Right.
not true. It's just a
Right.
story.
Yeah, it's a story. Well, so let me ask you this. Are you doing the interdimensional meditations that we do on the channel?
Yes.
Okay.
I mostly make the live ones about once a week. I'll misstep and I'll have to take my wife to work or something.
Yeah.
But I'll always catch up on it whenever I can. Probably within 24 hours, I'll catch up on that
Okay.
video. Um,
So, all right, let me ask you this then. So, have you been in the meditations where I ask you to look in the eyes of the being and have them show you or tell you how they see you?
yes, and I get nothing. I see the being, and I know I'm getting something.
Okay,
I
good,
can feel that I'm getting something, but I cannot comprehend it.
good. Okay.
I've taken your find your spirit animal video, and it was in the woods. I was in the plains. The animal came out. It was just a big blur. I could see the animal, but it was blurry. I couldn't tell what it was, but I knew there was an animal there. And it comes up to me, and I'm petting on it, and I feel fur and I feel feathers, and that's the extent of it. I can't see it. It's like
So,
it.
this is good information. So, the good news is that you know that you're having an experience and you
Yeah.
know that you're having an experience with another being, another
Yeah.
entity. So that's good.
Yes.
So something happens when the energy or the information is transmitted to you that somehow it's getting staticky and blurry and you're missing it. So what do you think that is?
I have asked that question daily
Yeah.
for 10 years or so. Um, I don't know.
Okay. So here's a suggestion that I have. It's good that you're doing the Maoshan spirit fighting. So I would, when you do that, have the intention in your mind, and this may be the reason why you're talking yourself out of it without realizing you're talking yourself out of it. Do it with the intention of being able to hear and see the messages that you know you're receiving.
Yeah.
And the reason why this is good, it's very good because some people may not even like, I don't know if I'm getting anything. You're getting something.
Yeah.
That's not the question is something's happening inside of you that's blurring it out.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. So let me ask your friend here what he would like to say. So, sir, would you like to come into the conversation here? So they are saying that you don't understand who you truly are, meaning you're somebody really powerful.
Okay.
And what I get from that is that there's a self-preservation mechanism that's kicking in probably from many, many lifetimes ago. May even go back all the way to, like the fall. So you might have been somebody important in in the antediluvian civilization. That seems to bring up some energy. So what's
Okay.
happening with that, sir? Okay, so you were somebody, they're saying protector. So protector of what? So you were a protector of the civilization. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if that's military or if that is spiritual, like you were sort of like like a sorcerer, black magic protector of the civilization. It could have been something along those lines. Oh, this is interesting. So you did to yourself what what agents will do to others. Like you hypnotized yourself into forgetting the truth about who you were. And so it's like you've put a spell on your own mind.
Okay.
That makes sense? That you
Yes.
MK ultra'd yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, one of the first books that I purchased, even when I was a kid, was Hypnosis, How to Hypnotize Yourself. I haven't gotten into it, and I've got quite a library on the subject, and I always go back to the hypnosis stuff. So
Okay.
that makes sense to me, but you know,
So the good news about that is that if you have a strong enough intention to learn the truth, you'll be able to unhypnotize yourself. So it's important for you to do the spirit fighting because that energy is going to be able to cut through that. Because it's
yes, yeah, okay,
and so here's another thing to note is that the messages that were given to you by the light beings, they're in you. Those messages are there. So it's not like, it bounced off your head. It's
yeah,
there. You just now have to allow yourself to access them.
yeah, and that is the biggest feeling that I do have. I know they're talking, and I know I'm accepting it, or I guess I don't know how to explain it. I know that I'm getting it, I'm receiving it, and I'm putting it away, and I know that I still have that information.
Yeah.
And once I am knowledgeable and old enough, then I will know what the message was.
Okay. So I have a question to ask you, which is, and you don't need to answer it, but the question is, what would you do if you knew that you were powerful enough to completely shift all of the things about this world that are driving you crazy, the third dimensional lies and deceit, manipulation. If you were a spiritual being that was so powerful, you could just simply, yeah, I don't know in what method or how, but you could,
Um, to answer the question,
yeah,
I would say to enlighten as many as I can, especially those that are seemingly to cause the harm, because they are not doing it to me, they're doing it for me, if that makes sense.
Yep.
They are the mirror of my projection from within myself to learn what I need to learn here, if that makes sense.
It does. So, to take that question a little further, are you able to tolerate the awareness that would come and the responsibility that would come from knowing that you are perhaps one of the five most powerful beings on this planet?
I can't really say that I'd probably be a little bit uncomfortable, but I have no problem with that.
Okay.
I'm spent time in the military and have taken quite a bit of responsibility.
Okay.
Saving the planet, yeah, it may sound like freaking superhero stuff, but
Well, yeah, it
I'm
kind of does, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah, and I'm okay with that. But I want to be able to give everyone the power to do it for themselves.
Yeah. So
That's what I
that
want.
that right there is the definition of a ruler, definition of a deity. That's what deities do. That's what rulers do. True rulers. Anybody who doesn't do that is a petty tyrant.
Hmm.
So you're definitely in the right mindset. So I have some suspicions about past life things, but I want to check them with your guide and see before I say anything. So are my suspicions right about him? So you understand more about the the way this world works and the people who are running it than pretty much just about anybody on the planet. Not just because of all the head knowledge,
Right.
but
Yeah.
because of a spiritual understanding that can't put into words. This is part of the frustration. You can't put into words what you see and what you know.
Correct. Yes. Correct.
So this will help you because your job is to use that knowledge combined with your power, which hasn't completely awakened yet, to shift the world. I mean, my example, I'm doing it in these meditations. That's how my outlet, and my power on the astral level is, astronomically greater than my human power. So the
Yes.
same is true for you. And so I encourage you to make that your goal, to find that, to experience it, to see it. So let me just check. Can I tell him that? Okay, so what I will say is that there's some information that will come to you about who you were on this planet thousands of years ago and who you are and have been uh, on the astral plane before you got here. Um, I do kind of agree with you that if you haven't said this, but the feeling is that, there's like a little block that's been placed there. So you're not,
Yeah.
you won't know it until you're ready to know it.
Yeah.
Because if
And
you
yeah.
know it before you're ready, then, the time won't be right. So we're heading close to a time very soon where this will become awakened within. So
Right.
you can do what I did. I trained in spirit fighting off and on for 30 years.
Yeah.
And so, by the time that I was ready to be awakened to who I am, I had all kinds of power that I been storing up and opening up. So do that. Do the practices
Yeah.
with the intent of I'm empowering myself. I am going to begin chipping away at the, the self blocking that you've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in the meantime, you can be actively thinking about how you can be sharing this information to the world. See, offhand, I mean, I would say, instead of selling somebody else's courses, you'd
Yeah.
be able to create your own very
Mhm.
easily. You know,
Yeah.
understanding the truth about the universe, about consciousness, about
Mhm.
the third dimension. I go off on all these tangents, and
Yeah.
I get kind of lost on it. But we're in a backwards, upside down world here,
Yes.
and everything that we experience, being isolated, is actually the reverse of the truth. So I can talk about that all day, and I'm not going to put a target on my forehead.
Yes.
I'll still be helping people to awaken. So
Mhm.
you can do the same thing, of course, in your own style, in your own way.
Yeah.
And, if there's something that you know to be true, that you
Mhm.
are passionate about, and that you are knowledgeable about,
Yeah.
people will pay you for that knowledge. So you can do it, and you don't have to. And I'm with you 100%. Stop selling other people's whatever
Yeah.
they're, I don't even know who they are. They're not
Yeah. Yeah.
you. So
No.
stop selling their stuff,
Right.
do your own,
Mhm.
uh, and do exactly what I heard you say, which is you couldn't have said it more perfectly, which is that you want to help people find their own freedom, their own autonomy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, there's nothing more profound in the universe than that. That was, just early on when light beings, I didn't know what the hell was going on, and light beings were talking to me, and they
Yeah.
were saying, "You know why we chose you?" And I'm like, "No, I have no idea." And they said, "Because you figured it out." And it was my
Yeah.
book that I wrote years ago, The Shamanic Secret Commandment to a Perfect Life, that if you
Mhm.
become aware of your soul desire, you
Mhm.
know what God wants. And if you do
Yeah.
what God wants, the universe has to give you everything you want. And then I
Right.
started teaching that to other people. And I said, "That's it. That's what we all do. That's what the
Yeah.
gods do. You figured it out."
Yeah.
So that's exactly what you're saying as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. And it's just difficult for me to see that in myself and hold on to it rather than being ADOS, as attention deficit. Ooh, look at that squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's this is more shiny, and the
Yeah.
3D is very good at that. That's very very good. Propaganda and such is extreme. I mean, they've been doing this stuff to us for hundreds of thousands of years. So
Yeah. So I want to ask your guide, what can you do to have a deeper, stronger relationship with that being, or more conscious communication? So what would you suggest? He knows who I am. He's felt me. See what else? And he's trying to come home. And what he knows will destroy everything. So that wasn't what I was asking this being. I was asking another question, but
certainly,
um, so that must be the information that you need to know. What strikes me is that you have the power to destroy everything, that there's something that you know. And I don't necessarily mean like, a specific intellectual knowledge about.
correct. Yes.
It's something having to do with, it's like a lock. The universe is, it's something that will unlock something in the fabric of the multiverse that will allow it to flip.
Okay.
And so, is that accurate, what I'm thinking? So you've blocked that out
Mhm.
because up until now it's been too dangerous.
Okay.
Been too dangerous for anybody to know.
Hmm.
So I encourage you to seek to awaken to what is that knowledge and awareness that you have that will destroy everything
Okay.
and awaken the new world. Okay,
Yeah.
that made them very happy. So
Okay.
we're all clapping and yeah, yeah. So the being um, that I'm communicating to, uh, this is a being that you work with in multiple lives and in multiple manifestations in multiple dimensions.
Okay.
So
All right.
this is somebody that is, we experience them as this is your guide, but the reality is you work with this being, you have an
Yeah.
agreement.
Okay.
You chose to
Okay.
come here,
Yeah.
and but it's almost like this being is waiting for you. So together you guys can do your magic,
Okay.
pun intended.
Yeah. 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 Well, I mean, I'm waiting for like what happened to you in the idea, like, hey, um, I need the big guns to come and pull that little freaking pin or that little fish hook or whatever it is to open that door. Is I just don't want the door open, right? I want the door destroyed and the door frame and everything. So there is no freaking door. There is no box, right? There's just pure
Yeah,
everything and nothing, right? And I'm just waiting for maybe some spiritual help. And I know that they're there. And I'm just, I won't say that I'm waiting for somebody else to do it for me. I'm waiting to find the way to reach my hand out to open that door.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
If I
So yeah, what happened to me was unusual. I thought that that would happen to everybody, and I've come to find out that it doesn't. Um, it's because of my karma that it had to happen that way.
yeah.
So what I have learned, and I'm sharing this with you, is make a list of the things you do know that you can do. So you do
Mm-hmm.
know that doing the spirit fighting will take you there. So
Mm-hmm.
wake up every day, and at some point in the day, or however often you want to do it, you say, I commit to practicing X amount of time, no matter how I feel.
Yes.
But when you're, and especially if you act contrary to your resistance,
Mm-hmm.
that is actually opening that door. So look for ways, like write down ways, how can I overcome my resistance? I can do spirit fighting, I can
Yeah.
do X, I can do Z. And if I do them, just by doing them, I'll be going against my what you perceive as your laziness.
Yeah.
And
So then,
that's going to open things up
okay.
for this being to come in and help you. And then who knows what'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So what makes sense to me is I think this is pretty interesting and profound for everyone is that the resistance that you have is the door that you need to open.
Right.
And the only way to open it is to take action.
That's it. It's so
Okay.
simple.
Yeah.
It's not easy all the time, but
No.
yeah, the
Well,
good
I
news
mean,
is it's
yeah.
incredibly simple.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be easy. We're not
Right.
here to be easy.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's, and there, yeah. So yeah, that whole idea. This is your experiment.
Yes.
You came here to do. So I'm glad you understand that. So yeah, just
Mm.
get in the habit of that. And it's just like, I don't know how I knew this. I remember being, 18 or 19 years old and knowing that if I was in a lot of pain about something in my life and I acted against all of my instincts, that I would somehow be burning away my karma. And nobody taught
Mm.
me that. I just knew if
Mm.
you lean into it, the way
Yeah.
out is through.
Yeah.
You lean into it, and that will get rid of it.
Yes.
So that's exactly what we're talking about here. So I'm glad you. So just make that a
Mhm.
habit.
Okay. All right. That that that's the answer that I've been looking for
Yeah.
a very long time. Um,
Let me
okay.
give you some other tips. You can
Yes.
choose to accept, whatever works for you. When I'm stuck, I make a list, and I make a list of the most difficult things. I'm going
Okay.
to make a video about this. I'm going to create a video series about this. These are the things that I've been putting off that, oh my God, if I share that, I'm really making an idiot of myself. Oh, that's the one I have to do.
Mhm.
So make a list, and then you just do one thing on the list every day. Okay, yeah, I did
Yeah.
that, did that. Create. I'm making things up for you. This doesn't have to be true. Create a
Right.
course on understanding the universe, the key that destroys everything. I'm going to write a
Yeah.
course about that, or whatever it is that you want to do to share with people.
Right. Right.
That. Um, so those are things you can do that
Very good.
will pull that together.
Okay.
Okay,
Very
so
good.
I'm just checking with your guide. Okay, so your guide is very happy with everything, and I get the feeling that whatever like you said, we did it. We cracked whatever needed to be
Yes.
cracked. So
Yeah.
you know which way to go. Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
do.
So do you have any questions about anything of mine that you would like to ask?
Um, no, I'm interested in the group chat, but I just upgraded from the meditations to this. So it's a little bit of a step. I am interested in the group discussions. Um, Although I don't want to get rid of this, but in time I'm going to want to get into the discussions with multiple people to have conversations with like-minded folks, because I had, past tense, friends, and speaking with them about these things, I am, well, it's speaking to the third dimensional, or the
Yeah,
two-dimensional mind,
yeah,
and they're lost,
yeah,
and uh, they don't want anything to do with me. They don't. I have Facebook. There are people that I've literally saved their life, and they just don't talk. Then Facebook, nothing. Don't call me. Say, hey,
yep,
man,
yep.
nothing. So they got their own thing going on. But from my perspective, what I have learned is that I have to be the crazy one, because I don't fit in their box of third dimensional comprehension and understanding.
Yep,
So the more insane you are, which is by definition crazy, means that you don't fit into society.
yeah,
And that's not why we're here.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so the groups were designed for that, to create a new consensus.
yeah.
So we get together and we share our experiences, because by ourselves we think, usually what happens is people think that they're making it up. And at the same
Mhm.
time, they're feeling like they're going crazy.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's disturbing to them because their
Mhm.
identity is getting destroyed. And then when you
Yeah.
listen to somebody else, you know when somebody's been where you've been.
Yes.
And you can tell when somebody hasn't. I can tell when somebody's talking about ETs, and I know right off the bat if they've communicated with them or not, instantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if somebody has, I instantly can tell.
Mhm.
So that's the idea, is we're creating a new consensus, and that
Yeah.
consensus builds a power.
It does. Yeah.
So the what I have done for other people in the past, and I'll do for you or anybody else, is if they go on to thunderwizard.com and look on the memberships, and they say, oh, I want this and this and this, and I don't have that. If
Yeah.
they contact me, I will create
I knew.
a subscription just for those three things, which will allow
Sure.
them to have all the things that they want.
Okay. Okay. That's
So,
fantastic.
even if uh, even if things disappear, because if
Mm.
right now the group chats are almost non-existent.
Yes.
People are disappearing. So
Yeah.
even if something disappears, say, hey, can you bring that back? I'd like to be a part of that, and I will put those things
Put it.
together for you or
Very good. Very good. Very
for
good. Yeah. And you know what you did mention before about making stuff up is it's all about imagination, right? You, two words: imagine your nation,
mm,
right? What it is that you want to happen.
mm,
And you know, physics has proven that you know the chances of this so-called reality being real are very slim,
yeah,
very slim. So you know, why not? I mean, who's it going to hurt? What's it going to hurt?
yeah.
Honestly,
Well, one of the ways that people can check themselves is if somebody's deluded, they will be very attached to their delusion.
oh yes,
My experience with working with these beings is that they tell you fantastical things like, I've told you what's coming from your guide. You're one of the most powerful beings on this planet. You have the key that will literally destroy everything. That sounds very narcissistically grandiose.
certainly,
Um, but when you hear that from a light being, it'll hit you, it won't feel right. It'll
yeah,
feel uncomfortable, it'll be frightening, and then you'll go, I think I'm making that up. I
mm,
think I'm losing my mind. And that's not what crazy people do. Crazy people will insist
yeah,
that their delusion is true and they'll get very angry if you try and talk them out of it. Whereas if somebody comes to me and says, I think you've lost your mind, I'm going to say, yeah, I don't blame you.
okay,
I've been
yeah,
thinking that myself. I'm not
yeah,
attached to any of this.
right, yeah, yeah.
So, you don't seem attached to it either, but
No, no, I'm not. I've as an intelligence analyst and an intelligence officer for more than I'd say more than 18 years. I have seen things, I have seen reports, I have done things that are well, I still can't talk about.
yeah,
And
of
it's
course not. Yeah,
ridiculous. And I'm standing there and I still can't believe,
yeah,
right? Seeing photos, seeing satellite imagery, you know, all kinds of stuff. It's like, that's, yeah, not made by humans.
yeah,
You know, that is no, cut that off like right now. You know,
yeah,
psychological operations, um, things that people are doing that they're not supposed to be doing. And, you know, other military persons that are outside of the normal military. They are militaristic, absolutely. Don't get me wrong, they're militaristic, but they're so far above the secret people is
yeah, yeah. Right. So anybody in Congress or anybody in
oh
the chief
yeah,
of staff, they're not going to have any clue what the hell's.
no, they don't freaking have a clue. They're just they're concerned about their blackmail coming out. They're doing it
Right,
because they
right.
have to do
That's the
what they're
only
doing.
thing.
That's the only thing that's
Yeah,
why they're doing what they're doing
that's
because
that's what they think is keeping them safe. Yeah.
yeah,
Which is
because you know
why
the
it's good for, I've realized it's good for me. It keeps me off the radar because I don't go into that.
yeah,
So yeah, that's Dr. Greer's got the dharma to do that. He's got the
he
ability to
does.
walk into that, and they tried to kill him twice now, and he's
Yeah,
still alive. So
yeah,
we'll let him deal with that.
yeah.
We
That's
get
fine.
to be behind the scenes,
Yeah,
working with the fabric of this reality that
certainly.
nobody even knows about.
Yeah, yeah. This yeah. I want to be that person behind the green curtain pulling the freaking levers. Pay
Yep.
no attention to person behind the green screen.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just destroy it. Yeah, yeah,
Well, yeah, so that is you. So anyway,
yeah.
we'll keep working, and
Yes,
I would love to, workshop ideas with you about things that you can teach and
certainly.
continue to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll also continue to share with you whatever your guide. I keep seeing almost like he's wearing like a felt, like he's got his hood up like that, but it's like black, and he looks like almost like some sorcerer magician type guy, but very down to
Okay.
earth. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, that could be just my mind,
Sure. Yeah.
putting the feeling together, but that's who you've got working. Anyway.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well,
Fantastic.
anything else that I can help you with?
Um, not this month. We'll
Okay.
talk again. We'll talk it again next month and
Great.
keep
Very
going
good.
down this road because I need time to process.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I got a list right here, freaking 15 questions. And I need an answer, not a bunch of, hey, here's a freaking,
Right.
and
Exactly.
none of them get answered. But yeah, I'm fine for now. And I
Okay.
appreciate you
Very
a
good.
lot.
Thank you. My privilege.